Chris Chinnock here for Display Central. I'm here at Display Week 2014 in the Canatu booth. Canatu makes conductive films as an ITO replacement technology, and they're a little bit different than, there's a number of technologies that are vying to replace ITO. In particular, Canatu has a different carbon nanotube plus fullerene structure, which is maybe visible in the video here. It's a carbon nanotube with fullerene attached to it, and this creates these long spaghetti type strings when it goes down on a substrate. And the way they differentiate their manufacturing processes, they use a sublimation process where they synthesize this in a vacuum environment, and this in a gas phase, and then would condense onto a substrate, typically a plastic substrate, PET or a polycarbonate. And then by doing it that way, they're able to get these very long chains, and the long chains are what's thought to be able to have better electrical conductivity. So the films that you make now are anywhere from 50 to a megohm per square, but typically for touchscreen applications you want to have films that are in the hundreds to 150 ohms per square. In comparison to the way other folks do it, for example, others will have to put their technologies into an ink, and the process of then synthesizing and manufacturing and purifying them often breaks the links that are part of these long carbon nanotube structures. Again, probably the reason why some of these structures have a little bit lower resistivity. In terms of optical performance, they can get, with the dual stack approach here, down to 96% transmittance and 91%, 96% with a single layer with very low haze. That's important. So high transmittance, low haze, very important parameters for these films. And more importantly, there is zero reflection from these. The reason there's zero reflection is, one, the visible light is absorbed in the carbon nanotubes. They're black, or then they put a layer on top, an index matching layer on top, so there's basically no reflectance. Again, a big advantage versus some from ITO or some of the silver metal mesh approaches out there, competitors to this technology. They do have reflectivity, so that does have an impact on the choice. So let's go take a look at some of their demos. Okay, over here we're showing, Canatu is showing some of their demos that they're been working on here. One over here is a project they've been working on with Intel. This shows a 13.3-inch notebook display overlay, conductive film. And they've been working. You can check. You can't see the pattern on this. They've been working with Atmel to develop the touch controller and did the patterning as part of this Intel ecosystem development program. So Intel will kind of evaluates and develops some of these new technologies and will take it to their customers for laptop and other Win development. So this has actually now been tested and Win 8 certified, and they say that compared to some of the other products, this has the best optical performance, which is kind of not surprising, especially given the zero reflectance and low haze that comes from it. The second demo they're showing over here is kind of a comparison with high quality ITO versus their film carbon nanotube. And both of them have high specular reflectance, there's no doubt about that. But the carbon nanotube has a deeper black level. Again, I think a result of that low reflectivity. And then there's a third product demo over here. This is a demonstration with Corning project. They've been working with them where you can put the film on the back of the Gorilla Glass cover plate to eliminate to make that part of the touch solution. So one more demo to show you. The other area of Canatu has products is what they call these in-mold line, where they can take their conductive film now and and actually mold it into these kind of plastic console type of products. This could be very attractive for the automotive industry or for gaming, for example. It allows you to actually have touch capability going into the contours of a product like this. And they have kind of a little demo that they're showing here, and you can move your finger around here, and this will turn lights on and off and do various things, which doesn't seem to be working right now. But that and the LEDs are also actually embedded into a product like this, so it becomes fully integrated, dustproof, waterproof, all that good stuff. There's actually there's kind of three lines for this. There's kind of the flat line, there's this molded line, and then there's a flexible line. And the difference between these is a little bit, they use different substrates, a little bit different processing, and that kind of stuff. I also asked them about some of their questions like reliability, and they've been working with customers for a long time to pass some of the things like high and low temperature processing, thermal cycling, steam, vapor, UV, all those kinds of rugged environmental requirements. They say they're passing all those things, and in fact exceeding some of their competitors, which is always good news for them, of course. They also, in terms of supply chain risk, have now started to talk to other suppliers and expect second sources to come online probably in 2016. So that's good news for their customers. In terms of price, it's a little bit hard to benchmark versus ITO because the price that the customers pay can vary anywhere. He said from $30 to $40 per square meter, depending on the relationships and application volumes. But they're clearly at this point they view this as themselves as competitive on price points, and they're actually also now establishing a high volume mass production roll-to-roll facility. So obviously, as that ramps, that gives them much more flexibility in terms of pricing and competitiveness. Chris Chinnock for Display Central.